Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Backstick Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Dom Okus. Dom, how are you, mate?
Yeah, good, bro. Good. Super busy here in Austin. Starting to cool down a little piece. I know earlier we were saying it's
Aw.
super hot, so it's starting to cool down a little bit, so that's nice. But I'm all good and really looking forward to this conversation, man.
Yeah, and me too, because we're joined by my boy out in Kansas City, Mr. Cameron Duke. How are you, mate?
Doing well, bro. Just got back in town. Excited to see friends, family for the off season, and just keep in shape and getting back to work for the preseason coming up.
Yeah, love that, mate. Love that. So, for the listeners that aren't familiar with Cam, and I'm sure there's going to be quite a few that are, Cam is a graduate of Sporting KC's academy, the 11th homegrown player, I believe, to play for the first team. 50 MLS appearances, 2 MLS goals at the age of 23. So, just kind of sum up that quickly for us, that early part of your career.
Yeah, so obviously I started my career at Sporting Kansas City, played in the academy from the age of 11 all the way up till 18, I believe. And I was committed to Duke. I was about to travel or go to college at Duke and play soccer there. But 2 weeks before, I decided to sign professional with Sporting. And obviously, both are really good options. But I felt the best pathway for me as a pro was to sign professional and keep developing as a player. And then last year, I played at Crown Legacy, Charlotte FC's second team. And I felt like it was an amazing time, met a lot of great people, coaches, staff, teammates. Everything was awesome and got a lot of minutes last year, so just really happy about that.
Obviously, the MLS Next Pro is a new. How many years has it been going now? Is it 2 years?
Yeah, 2 or 3, I think. I'm not exactly sure, but I know it's a pretty new league.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Because obviously, me being in Chattanooga, we've got Chattanooga FC,
Oh
which I'm
yeah.
sure you played against this season. So I went down to a couple of games, and it's a little bit of a different dynamic, I'll say.
hmm
It's than the USL and the MLS. But certainly there's a lot of talent in the league. Like, you can't deny that. And
Oh
in all
yeah.
honesty, I think for younger guys long term, and for American soccer in general, I think it will be good long term for the development of young lads.
Yeah,
Yeah, just
100%.
to actually jump in there for our folks who are listening from the UK, is MLS Next Pro similar to like the under 23 kind of Premier League that we see folks come through? Is the thought to be something similar to that, or is it something else?
Yeah, I think obviously the MLS Next Pro was developed for academy players and younger players on the first team to try and develop them and get them ready for the first teams in the MLS. So yeah, I would say it's a bit similar, but the level might be a little bit different. It might be a little bit better over there, obviously, but the whole like system and structure, I'm sure, is very similar.
Yeah. I mean, because obviously we've had lads that have on here already that have come through the 23 system in England. But certainly for you, obviously, you've gone to Crown Legacy. Was part of the thought process doing that you thought, there was a pathway in back to the MLS that you maybe didn't see at Sporting at the time?
Yeah, so obviously I was out of contract with Sporting, and when Crown Legacy reached out to me, they had thoughts about me maybe one day making the first team, and at the time they offered me a second team contract, and I was thinking in my head, yeah, I'm gonna play this year and keep developing, getting better, and hopefully I can prove to them that I am ready for the first team at Charlotte. But unfortunately, didn't get that opportunity. But still, it was an awesome time there, and I was thinking the whole time, I'm gonna work my way into the first team there.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, I can relate to that because that was basically, as you know, when you was on the first team at Sporting. that was what I was doing. But you know, it is a grind, and you feel like you can't. Did you feel like the difference in dynamic where you felt like maybe you couldn't make a mistake in training, or there was a little bit more pressure on just to do your thing to the max every single day than maybe at Sporting, where you were kind of, you know, you knew you had a contract, you knew you were homegrown, you knew you were in a place that you felt confident. So what was the difference between being a first team player and being a second team player when you're around the first team?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think definitely at Sporting, I knew I had a guaranteed contract for multiple years. But at the same time, I was trying to push into the first team, trying to get those minutes, trying to start. But when I was at Crown Legacy, I had a really good relationship with the coach, just because I was a little bit older and he trusted me. So at the same time, I kept working on myself and kept developing as a player.
Yeah, cool. Well, that's all you can do at the end of the day, mate. And I want to take it away from football a little bit.
Right.
So obviously you moved to a new city, right? You moved to Charlotte. Dom, have you ever spent time in Charlotte?
I haven't. I've got some close friends of mine who live in Charlotte, and I hear some great things. But Cam, if you got any recommendations for me, if you didn't know, I'm a DJ, so I definitely kind of want to check out the nightlife scene over there. But if you got any recommendations, let me know. But I would love to know kind of how Charlotte was for you.
Yeah, no, I think going into it, moving to Charlotte, I didn't know what to expect. But a couple weeks in, got to know some of the guys. We had a couple nights out where we got dinner, or a couple drinks, whatnot. Charlotte ended up being really cool for me, and just opened my eyes to see what like a new city is.
So on the city, on the city itself. So you know, we touched on earlier that you know, you're from Kansas City. You played for Kansas City. It's the first time that you played away from home, correct?
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. So what was that? What was that like? Take football out of it, just not being able to go home and necessarily be able to you know, go and see your boys, or go and see your mum and dad, go see your brother, or whatever. You know, how was that being on your own for the first time and having to just focus on you? It's just you and football. You know, how was that?
Yeah, no, I think being away for my first time, it was a bit scary at first, I think, but probably like 2 or 3 weeks in, I was like already excited. Like I was comfortable with where I was at, with who I was, like with the coaches, with my teammates. Like everyone made me feel very welcomed, and I actually felt like I grew a lot as a person. I know when I was in Kansas, I was near family and friends a lot, but I feel like I was still pretty independent. But I think I've even like grown even more independent now, and just learned a lot of new things, how to do things on my own. But yeah, I think it was really awesome just living on my own, being
My
away
boy's
from
growing
friends
up.
and family. I'm growing up finally, bro. It's about damn time. Nah, but
I actually wanna ask a quick question. What did the move actually look like for you, right? Are they helping you find an apartment? Are they helping you move your stuff? Are you living with teammates? Do all of the people who are in your team live in a similar area of town? Like, what does the kind of off the field part look like for you?
yeah, so when I first got there, they were still getting all the apartments set up and stuff for the team. And I would say probably about 75% to 80% all lived in the same area, same apartments. And I actually lived in a hotel for probably about a week while they're getting the apartment set up and whatnot. But once our apartment was ready, it was pretty easy to move in. I had all my stuff in my car packed, but we kind of all just helped each other out, like moving stuff we needed help with, like all the heavy stuff, and then the lighter stuff, obviously, you could take care of by yourself. But it was really awesome. I think living with teammates in the same area, and it was all really close vicinity to the training facility as well. So it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, man. Welcome to my world. Every fucking year, moving my whole life.
Bro.
Jesus Christ.
It's terrible, bro.
One thing I was actually going to say on that though, is it good to be like with all your teammates all the time? You're on the training ground together, you travel together, you live together or near each other. Like what we all know, we've all played football our whole lives. There could be a bust up in training, or sometimes personalities just clash. And so like, what is that dynamic like? And Jam, you can talk about this too, where it's like, you might have had a big bust up with someone in training and now you've got to walk back to your apartments together. Like what's that dynamic like?
Yeah, for me, I think last year at least.
I don't know. I don't think Dookie's ever fought anyone in his life.
Bro, come on, what you mean, dude? You know I be starting fights at training all the time, bro. Nah, I'm not starting no fights. I can't take a fight, bro. I'm not trying to get my ass beat, bro. Nah. I'll talk shit a little bit, but I'm not throwing hands, no nothing. Never. But I mean
it's definitely different, innit? Like you don't have the separation, I'm guessing, yeah?
Oh yeah. I think it was like good for us to all live in the same place just because we were so close on and off the field, and I think if there ever was anything that happened on the field, it would get solved like in the locker room after training. Like no one held any grudges, no one brought it back to the apartments, or else like we would try and talk, like a couple of us, and get everyone like back on the same page, like this is not even worth fighting about, like guys grow up and all this stuff. So it was good living together. You could chill with whoever you wanted to whenever you wanted to, but it was also nice that you could also like just go in your room at times and have your own free time and just relax on your own. So you kind of got the best of both worlds.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that, because where my living situation this year it was kind of crazy, because my townhouse was actually like a 1-minute walk from the club. So
Dang.
For me, it was tough to actually get that separation from work.
I think that's something that people who aren't in the football environment like take for granted a little bit, right? It's that you might really like your colleagues, but there's the separation come 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, whatever the time is, where you go off and go on, and then maybe you come back into work the next day. But in the footballing environment, especially because you've got to travel together or you got to live together in some of these cases, like it's just a completely different dynamic.
Yeah, honestly, it's so true, and I think that's a good place for us to move on. And obviously, I want to bring you back now. So you're just a kid, right? Cameron Duke, Overland Park, OP, signs for Sporting KC in the academy. What was that like, bro? Like, were you a Sporting fan growing up, or?
Yeah, I grew up a Sporting fan. Come on, bro. I'm from Kansas, bro. Obviously, I'm gonna support the club, and I played for them. Come on, bro.
Fire.
Nah, but
Love that. So how did that feel?
yeah, no, I think it felt like a dream come true just because played in the academy. My dad actually played for the Comets, which was an indoor team in the Kansas City area. So, and my brother
I didn't know that.
Yeah, bro, that indoor league back in the old days. But my brother
They're still
played.
going, isn't they? Mikey Lennis is
still
playing
going.
for him, isn't he?
He is, bro. He is, yeah. But that just shows you, bro, how it's been going on so long. My dad's old as hell, bro. But still, that team's been around forever, bro. But my brother played for Swope, and then just having them both play professional soccer made me want to play soccer. So once I signed that contract with Sporting Kansas City, I was one of the happiest kids alive in Kansas, at least.
You just touched on having a brother and a dad who played pro. Do you feel like that motivated you because obviously they were kind of role models for you, or do you feel like it put pressure on you because obviously you've got your dad and your brother's footsteps to kind of follow in, and perhaps if you didn't meet what they were able to achieve, you might be seen in a different light. So just talk to me a little bit about kind of growing up and trying to follow in their footsteps.
Yeah, I think so. Ever since I was a little kid, obviously I was grown into a family of soccer, and I think it was more of I kind of wanted to follow their footsteps rather than there being pressure on me. Just because I wanted to make this my job one day and just play soccer, get paid for doing what you love, and
Yeah,
the other
yeah,
thing is, I felt like I was always better than the two, so I didn't really have that worry ever.
yeah.
There it is. Oh
Man.
God, I hope your brother sees this.
Do you know what's
Hey.
funny is my follow-up question was actually going to be, given you had a brother that played pro soccer that was older than you, you're probably known as Christian's brother for a long time, right?
Oh yeah,
But I'm going to scrap that
100%.
question because clearly not. Cam, you're just a guy. You were just a guy, so that didn't apply to you.
Yes, sir. Exactly. Hey, Christian is Cam Duke's brother, right there. Nah, he,
I
nah,
like
he,
that.
no, but in
There
all
it is.
honesty, Christian was a really good player, and what he's doing right now, he's actually doing like individual soccer trainings and has his own business. He's growing it, and I hope one day that like I can follow in his footsteps with that for sure too.
Yeah, and I know, Dom, you two are very similar in that way that obviously your brother played for West Ham, a couple other clubs in England, so I'm sure you can relate to him in terms of, having a brother that's played professional football. Obviously Dom, you went a different way, but as I'm sure as kids it was very different, the dynamic that you two both share with your brothers.
Yeah, I think the only difference between me and Cam obviously is he made it pro and I sit at a desk all day. So bit of a difference there. But
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that, bro.
No, I'm
There's
joking.
nothing wrong with that. Oh
Nah,
my
nah.
gosh.
I love my job and I like what I do and I wouldn't change it for the world. But I can
He's
confidently
here on
say
the
that
pod, man. That's all that matters.
yeah, but I can confidently say
Exactly.
my brother was a lot better than I was. He was a lot better than I was. He was good player.
Oh my
Oh,
gosh,
mate,
bro.
that's class. That's class. So you go. So we go in. Obviously, you go through the academy. What was it like? You got a couple of international call-ups, right? So what was that experience like?
Yeah, so I've been to a lot of domestic camps around the United States, and then I've also been to a lot of international camps as well. And I feel like it was an honor every time I got called into camp. I was always really excited. Except for the first one. The first camp I was like extremely nervous just because it was like first call up ever. I was scared. I was like, damn, I'm about to go compete and play with like the best kids my age in the country. But after I got that out of the way, it was like every time I got called up, I was like excited. And I just wanted to prove every time that I was a great player. And I feel like every time I came back from camp, I had a ton of confidence. So I feel like that played a huge role in my development as a player just because I'm coming back from an international camp. I'm coming back to my academy. I want to make them better. I want to make myself better. Let's all get better together. But I think the experiences that I've had with the youth national teams have been so amazing, and I've seen so many places around the world that I never thought I would have gone to. But all fun experiences.
Sick. And how does the process work? So if you get selected, let's say, I don't know, first time you got called up, you was probably 13 or 14, maybe younger. Does
Yeah.
it come through Sporting Kansas? So it's part of the academy system? Do you get an email? Do you get a letter to your house? Like, how does the
Mhm.
call up actually work?
So it's been so long, but I believe it would always go through Sporting first. Like my head coach would always get the email first. They would have to approve of me leaving, and then I would actually get an individual email saying, "You've been selected for this camp. Here's like a list of or they're gonna send the itinerary out. They're gonna send a list of players that are going. These are the dates and like all the information." But it would always have to be approved through the club, just because you never know if you have like an important game or like the player's injured or anything like that.
Yeah, for sure. Because my other question was to do with, the US teams. So throughout your kind of progression up and all the camps that you went on, what were some of the players in those camps with you that are maybe playing now in Europe or they're playing now in the MLS? Who are the names that you were kind of alongside of there?
Yeah, so obviously one big name, Gio Reyna. He wasn't actually in my age group, but he got called up to one of our ages. But he's like a really big name right now. I played with Julian Araujo. He's playing in the Prem right now. Played with Taylor Booth. He plays in Holland, I believe. I mean, there's a ton of guys. Conrad de la Fuente played at Barcelona. I don't know where he plays now. But yeah, bro, there's a lot of guys that I played with. Like I don't think we were one of the strongest groups, because that was the group below us. That was like Bucio's age group, the O2s. They're crazy. But we definitely had a couple guys that are doing their thing right now, playing all over the world. Some bigger leagues, some smaller leagues, but I feel like most of the guys I play with through the national team camps are still playing soccer.
Obviously, yeah, you touched on Bucio there, and I haven't caught up with him in a while, but the boy's still smashing it in Italy, isn't he?
Yeah, he's killing it, bro. They just got promoted again, back to Serie A. Crazy, bro.
Yeah,
The
Dom,
national
just
team
for
too right
context,
now.
we're talking, sorry, I should have said before, Gianluca Busio. So I only caught him for a small time, but obviously Cam played with him a lot when they were growing up. He left probably about a month after I signed with Sporting. Got a move over to Venezia, and the guy, he's sick, man. Like he's
Sick.
getting back
Great
into the
player,
national
bro.
team now, and Poch is loving him. Yeah, he's a very good player, man. But anyway, bringing it back to you. Enough about Busio.
Yeah, enough about that dude, man.
Yeah, I knew you was about to say clown as well. Don't think I didn't notice that.
Oh man. Oh man. All jokes, all
Nah.
jokes.
All right, so yeah, of course, always. So we go through, and you've gone through the academy, right? And you sign. I believe you signed first with Swope. And then you play years there in Swope. You get the experience. But then you get offered
I actually
your
signed
homegrown
first team
deal in the
first.
first team. You did.
Yes, bro. Jamil, come on, bro. You gotta
You
do
say-
it.
Jam, he's saying
My
don't
bad, bro.
don't
Oh
play
my.
my man's thing. You know what I'm trying to say? Like first team straight away, bro. Like we're talking about swope and these things. Like
my
homegrown.
Not like
Bro.
that though. Not like that. I'm just trying to get the facts straight.
Yeah. I
Oh man.
okay, now I'll do my research next time.
Come on, Jamil, bro. Oh my gosh, bro.
Nah, that's funny. That's funny anyway. You gotta fact check me from time to time.
Yeah.
All right, so we move on. Yeah. So anyway, so you sign sign your first team deal. My bad. But obviously you're young. And we talked about before being a young kid playing in the academy at Kansas City. But you've signed a homegrown. You're in the first team now. That must have been you must have been the proudest kid in the world.
Yeah, no, I think I was definitely proud of myself just for signing that contract, making it through the academy, and also being from Kansas, so I was a homegrown automatically. But that's why I chose to go professional rather than going to college first.
No, makes sense.
Nice,
Makes sense.
nice. So obviously you're in the team there now.
Mm-hmm.
You make your debut. So all of the things that we've talked about up until this point, when your number, when the gaffer calls your name, tells you you're going on, and you see your number come up and you're about to come on, I don't want to talk about the game. I want to talk about you, the young kid from OP on the touchline. You're about to step over the touchline to make your debut for the first team.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how you're feeling in that moment.
Yeah, bro, I was excited, but I was nervous as hell, bro. I was like, this is really happening right now, bro. I'm about to go in, but I actually so it was crazy because remember when they had the MLS's back tournament when COVID was going on, all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They
Yeah,
had us
yeah.
locked down. It
That
was
was
actually
through COVID, right?
through COVID, yeah. But I guess you can technically count that as my debut. I mean, I do at least. But
Yeah,
it
100%.
was already yeah. We were playing. I remember we were playing against Philadelphia. It was like 9 p.m. because you had to play at either early as hell in the morning or late at night because of the heat and the humidity. And it was like 9:30, and we were losing to Philadelphia like 3 or 4-0, and my name gets called at the 80th minute, and I'm like, I'm still nervous, bro. I don't want to make any mistakes. I don't want to give up a goal or anything. But went in there, just kind of did my job as a midfielder. Made sure not to do anything dumb. But yeah, I was really happy for myself, very excited in that moment, and I was thinking to myself the whole time, this is kind of the first part of your career. Like, just keep building on it now.
Yeah, yeah. Who did you come on for?
I think it was Rod. It might
Come
have
on,
been
bro.
Roger.
You don't remember who you came on for?
I can't remember, bro. I think it was Roger or it was
Bro.
Gotti. It was either Roger or Gotti.
Uh-huh.
Jam, give him a break. Obviously, his knees were trembling while he was on the touchline, and he doesn't
Exactly,
remember.
bro. Bro, I was freaking out, bro. I was nervous, bro. Come on, dude. That's the least of my problems.
Didn't
right
even
there.
know. It could.
Who's coming out right now?
No,
Who's
and
coming
Dom,
out?
let me tell you,
I don't even know.
Gaddy Kinder and Roger Espinoza do not look alike, and he's just thrown two midfielders out there that were in the squad.
Hey, bro. Hey, come on. Come on now, bro. Cut me some slack, bro. This dude right here, bro.
Hilarious.
Oh my gosh, bro.
That's too funny. That's too funny.
So, just on your debut, then, is there anything that surprised you when you got on the pitch? Like, obviously, you've probably been training with the first team, been around the first team environment, but that was the pace of the game, something you were surprised with, the level of physicality. Like, obviously, we all know training the game is two different ball games. So, like, is there anything that surprised you when you came on?
Yeah, I think definitely the pace of the game. It was really fast, and MLS is a really physical league as well. So you just gotta, and I'm a smaller guy as well. So definitely that's one of my biggest attributes is my speed and my pace. So I mean, if I need to get into a tackle, I'll try my best, but I would say I'm more of an attacking player. So I just use that to my advantage as much as I can.
Yeah, yeah, and just just talking about the MLS in general. So obviously, we know you're a centre midfielder, but you had some stints through injuries playing at right back as well. So who were some of the toughest players that you played against in either of those positions? Obviously, the MLS is, as we know, is a mixture of guys like yourself who have come through the academies and pros from elsewhere, but there's also some superstars about as well. So, you know, those direct matchups, who were some of the tough ones that you remember?
Yeah, I think I forgot his name. I think it might have been Ladero. He was a left winger. I played against him. I think it was Ladero. I gotta look this up real quick, bro. I'm a fact check it, unlike you, bro. No, it wasn't Ladero. What's this dude's name, bro?
Tell me about like what he was like. Was he super physical? Was he really quick? Was he really skillful? Like, what about him stood out to you about him?
No, he was just a very technical player. Oh, here we go. Yeah, Sebastian Blanco. He was like He's been in the league for a
Oh, of
long
course.
time. Bro, I was actually kind of locking him up, though. I'm not gonna lie. In the first half. But then the second half, bro, second half was terrible, bro. Second half was awful, bro. I was getting cooked, bro. But he's one of the players I played against. But yeah, bro, I think when I played outside back, obviously I'm not like I mentioned before, I'm not very big guy or tall guy, but with my speed, I feel like I was able to recover. And then I also played with Courtney Ford, who I really like playing with. He was a great player. He's fast. He gets stuck in. So with him behind, like playing right center back and I was right back, I just felt very comfortable because he would either cover me or like I'd be able to recover to the ball. But I think when I played right back, it was just helpful in the academy to play that, and I mean I kind of just took everything I knew from there and implemented it into the first team game.
Yeah, love that. Love that. So, Sebastian Blanco. Yeah, all right, nightmares. Anyway,
Like,
All right, bro.
Cam,
Put me on
fight back, bro.
blast.
Don't let him do this to you. Don't let him do this to you.
Hey,
Don't let him
don't
do this
make
to
me
you.
don't make me pull up some training clips, bro. Don't make me pull up some Swole Park training clips. Oh man,
go through the
I
archives, my boy.
bro, for real, bro.
God, I don't know if you remember this, just on the subject of me and you playing together. But I actually made my professional debut. I think I came on Atlanta United, and you were playing in that game, and we hadn't really spoken then, like all that much. But I don't know if you remember this game, but you slipped me a ball on the left, and it was my professional debut, Dom, and I've ripped a ball from like 30 yards, and it's like hit perfectly, like the most powerful thing I've ever hit in my life, hit the crossbar, and I swear down, I think the whole club must have thought like, oh my God, this guy's a joke.
Bro. Oh my God, bro. I'm weak, bro.
Yeah, so we can go from me almost scoring to you first MLS goal. It was against Sounders, right?
Seattle, bro, yeah.
Yeah. Talk to me through it.
Yeah, so in that game, I subbed in at probably the 70th minute. We're winning 2-1 away at their stadium. I remember we get a spell of possession. Johnny's going down, dribbling down the right side, and he's in their corner. He cuts it back, plays Zusi. And you knowing Zusi, I know he's got a good cross. He's gonna cross it first time or something. I'm in the box. I'm with the defender.
Yeah.
I kind of do like a double movement, like check in and then check away again. And I free myself. I don't know how the defender just let me go. Till this day, I will never know. But Zusi puts a great ball in. And at this moment, I'm thinking, this is going right to me. I cannot mess this up right now. Comes to me, volley it, and luckily it goes in, bro. And then as soon as it goes in, I'm like, shit, am I offside? I look back at the ref and no flags up. I'm like, let's go, come on. And I basically, yeah, it was a really awesome moment for me.
Yes.
It was sick, man. It was so sick.
Love that. And I distinctively remember watching that game, and it was clear to see how happy all the other lads were for you as well. I remember you ran over to the subs, didn't you? And it was like everyone was buzzing.
Yeah, it was really awesome. Like I was really excited, but it just made me even more happy that everyone else was so excited for me too, and just meant a lot in the moment. And yeah, it's something I'll probably never forget for sure.
Sick. And just on that, were there any kind of like older players who kind of really brought you into the fold as you were getting more integrated into the first team? Because like you're saying, you had a good group of boys who kind of looked after you and were happy for you that you scored. But more broadly, was there a group of players who kind of looked after you, whether older, more experienced players?
Yeah, I think 100%. I think there were a lot of guys that were older, veterans on the team that tried to help all the younger guys. They would always give us advice. I think especially like Roger, Zusi, Johnny, like kind of those guys, they would always be leaders on the field and even off the field. They would help us with anything we needed and would just always give us advice, which was really helpful, and it was very awesome that they do that.
Sick, amazing.
Yeah. Very, very nice guys. You mentioned Johnny there, Johnny Russell. Now we both know, funny guy around the place.
Crazy guy, bro. Crazy.
You talk about all the good things that he was doing. I think one of the best things that he did is he treated the young guys the same way that he treated his boys, like the senior players as well.
Yeah.
Because oh my God, he would like one minute he would be bullying the young boys, like you know how it is, Dom.
Yeah.
This guy, I think Johnny, when I was at the club, was maybe early 30s. Played in Scotland, played at Derby, and then finds himself at Kansas City. He's a funny guy to have around. Cam, just talk to us a little bit about Johnny and your experience with him as a player and as a person.
Yeah, bro. I think for me, he was like one of the best like teammates I've ever had, just because great player on the field. He was a good leader. He always came to training working hard, and if you weren't doing something wrong, or if you weren't doing something right, he would immediately tell you. He'd be pissed off, sometimes yelling, sometimes not. Like, he would get into you. But off the field, like in the locker room, this dude was a clown. He would get the team together. He would pick on people sometimes, not in a bad way, just like joking around, whatnot. But yeah, I think he was just a great teammate to have overall. Just because he cared for everyone, cared for the players, and just brought everyone together at the end of the day. Yeah, bro. Oh, my gosh. Dude's crazy, bro.
Yeah, well, I guess that kind of rounds us off well. And I think for this edition of Extra Time, the final segment, I think, Mr. Okus, I think it's about time that you take us through Extra Time. So
yes.
I'm gonna pass over to Dom here, and we're gonna run through it with you, Cam.
Yeah, I think we've greased the wheels on this episode very well. So we're gonna take you into our statement segment here, something that's gonna occur on every episode. It's called Extra Time, and I'm just gonna take you through 4 simple questions. So the first one, and you've had some time to think about this now, is the best player that you've played with. Could be in high school, could have been for the US, could have been at Sporting, could have been at your current team, wherever. Who is the best player you've played with?
I think, that's a great question. I'll say just because he's a big name right now, and I played with him in camp, Gio Reyna, but I also want to mention Benny Feilhaber because I looked up to him when I was growing up through the academy. And I actually got the chance to play with him my first year at Sporting and his last year as a professional at Sporting. So I always looked up to him, and I always thought Benny was a great player.
Sick. Shout out Benny. Right, who's the best player you've played against?
Played against? I will say I subbed into this game against LAFC, and I will have to say probably Gareth Bale. That dude is one quick dude. I cannot tell you, bro. I cannot. That dude is so quick, bro. It's insane.
So I need to double click into that a little bit. Tell me a little bit more about that game. Like, is he just picking up the ball, running past everyone? Like, you're just amazed by his first touch, like how quick he is off the mark, his shooting power. Like, tell me a little bit more about playing against Bell, who I think is criminally underrated in terms of wingers.
Criminal.
In this generation. What a player.
Yeah. No, I think so. I didn't start that game. I came in at probably like the 70th, maybe 80th minute. It was not too long, but just watching him on the bench was insane, bro. Like, he has such high IQ. His speed is nice. His shots are crazy. His like so much power, placement, everything. I remember I subbed into the game, And I think 5 minutes later, they play a ball through, and this dude just goes on, like, through our back line and basically dribbles and scores. And I'm like, this is crazy. In our home stadium, bro.
Wow.
In our home stadium, bro. It's terrible.
Oh,
But yeah, what a
oh.
player. What a player he is.
In that situation, how can you even get mad at your teammates? Like Gareth Bale has
You
just
can't
come
do it. Yeah.
and took you apart. Yeah.
You
Like,
you can't do anything, bro. I mean, this is one of the greatest players to have played. And
mm-hmm.
I don't know. All you can do is like, well, damn, bro. We try. Oh
Um,
my gosh,
and
bro.
just quickly before we move on, Jam, as a left-sided player, kind of coming through around the same time that Gareth Bale's doing all his madness, is he someone that you really looked up to?
Yeah, 100%, mate, 100%. And I won't lie, I've been in the garden a few times growing up trying to do the free kicks and lost more balls that went well. So, but yeah, mate,
Oh my
honestly,
gosh,
like
bro.
I remember some of the games that when he destroyed Mycon, and then the final season. I still think it has to be top five at least. Top five individually best seasons that the Premier League's ever seen his last year at Tottenham, because that team wasn't even Champions League, and he was the stuff he was doing week in week out was unbelievable, and like I'm actually so jealous because yeah, he was definitely someone that I looked up to, and you got to play on the same pitch as him and see it live in person. I never saw him play, so
Yeah,
I'm
bro.
jealous, but I'm happy for you.
Yeah,
And that's as far as it goes, man.
yeah. Whenever you
Oh
talk
man,
about that,
bro.
whenever you talk about that, whenever you talk about that last season at Tottenham, I just think about that goal he scored against West Ham, which is my team, where he gets it on the outside of the D in the attacking half, just shifts it and bangs it in the 90th minute in the top
So,
corner.
like, literally on a sixpence as well. No
Mm,
backlift, no anything. And just
ridiculous.
this ball dips into the top corner from, I don't know how far. Was it last minute as well?
Last minute of the game, bro. Literally like 91st minute or something stupid like that. Heartbreak.
Bro, he's one of them players where he was definitely like, boys, just give me the ball and I'll score.
Literally, bro.
Yep. Like if you watch his highlights from
Literally.
that season, it's just him shifting it out of his feet and banging it. That was literally him.
And again, I go
Yeah.
back to, how do you stop that? Let's say it's me, right? If I'm playing left back and Gareth Bale's playing left wing or right wing, and Gareth Bale shifts it and bangs it top corner, and I hear a word from my centre half,
Oh man.
nah,
Yeah, facts. Yeah,
he's
facts.
doing his thing, and
But
I'm
it's,
not stopping it.
I think I think this is a good segue though, because Gareth Bale is a very like vocal person, like funny guy on social media and his interviews, and he's definitely someone that I would want to go on a night out with. So Cam, I'm gonna kick it back to you. If you could pick 3 past or present teammates that you could go on a night out with, who would they be? And give us a little bit about why.
Ooh. All right. I'm gonna have to go with, I would say Johnny, one, just cause crazy guy, funny guy,
Because he's picking up
You're
the
gonna-
bill.
and he's picking up the bill. That is a good point, Jamil. That is one.
I like that. I like that. I like that. I like
Oh
that.
man, let me think. Who's two? Gee. Oh, okay. I'll go with one of my boys from Charlotte. His name's Isaac. Isaac Walker. The goalkeeper, funny guy. He's a clown just like Johnny. But yeah, great guy overall. So funny, bro, to go out with. And then I would say for the final, I gotta go with my boy Jamil. That dude right there. I
There you
miss you,
go.
bro.
See,
Okay.
Dom, I
Every-
told you someone would pick me eventually.
My guy Jamil, bro.
That shit.
Gotta go with him. Funny dude.
So hold on a second.
Great dude to be around.
So hold
I
on a
mean,
second.
And Jamil's picking up the
Hold
bill
on a
too,
second. Hold
just
on.
like
So
Johnny.
he's
Bro, let's just remember, I was on a second team deal.
Hey, bro. I was there
So
too,
hold on a
bro.
second.
I was there.
Hold
man,
on. So he's been ripping you the whole podcast, and you're still picking him for the night out. Unbelievable. You ain't got to do it.
That's my
I
boy,
know,
Just
right
because you're on the
it's
podcast.
crazy.
You ain't
Come
got
on,
to do
man.
it,
That's
bro.
my boy.
Hey, one of these days, bro.
Yeah,
Nah,
100%.
We'll run it back. We'll run it back.
Cool. So then the final piece of extra time is, what is your biggest achievement on the pitch? You've talked us through your debut. You've talked us through your first goal. You've talked us through playing for the US. So like, what would you say is your biggest achievement thus far on the pitch?
That's a good question. I think I'd probably just say making my debut as a professional, just because that's kind of where it all started. And ever since then, like, I've always wanted to be the best player I could, and I'm still learning every day, still trying to develop, be the best player that I can. So that was the start of it all. So yeah, I think that was probably my biggest achievement so far as being a professional. Obviously, you get the goals, the assists, whatnot, but the debut is where it all starts. So for sure that.
Yeah, I think a lot of people that we speak to say that, because I think it shouldn't be like undervalued how amazing of an achievement it is to become a professional footballer and play anywhere in the world, right? Whether it's in the MLS, in the USL, in the Prem, the Championship, whatever it is, like, it's a massive achievement. So yeah, you should be super proud of that.
100%. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course, man. Of course.
Nah,
I
I love
guess
that, boys.
Yeah, I kick it back to Jam, who, all friends, night out friends. So go on, Jam, close us out.
Oh man, bro.
All right, Dom.
It's funny,
I'll see.
bro.
Yeah, it's cool. Dom, you can leave us to it now.
Oh man.
Nah. Listen, mate. We catch up all the time, Cam, but I've really enjoyed this, mate. Me personally, Dom, you've been laughing over there, and I know the both of us, firstly, really appreciate you coming on, mate. I've really enjoyed it. We hope you have.
Yeah.
And that about wraps us up. So if you've made it this far, thanks ever so much for listening. Please go like, subscribe on all the platforms, at the Backstick Pod on all socials. Comment, let us know who you want to hear from next. But from me, from Dom, Cam, thanks again, mate. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you guys next time.
Peace.